And welcome back to Between Bells and Cheddar News, everyone. I'm Baker Machado in New York, and fans of the Real Housewives of New York already know the show has just returned for its newest season. And one of the show's biggest stars also making some pretty big waves in the business world also. Leah McSweeney, much more than just a housewife. She also runs major brands like her fashion line, Married to the Mob, and the company Happy Place, that's focused on sustainably sourced sleepwear and home goods. So joining us now to discuss further is none other than Leah McSweeney herself. Leah, such a pleasure to have you on. I am dying right now. This is so exciting. Leah, before we get to the businesses, I gotta ask a couple questions about the Housewives. First off, I'm so happy it's back, but we gotta talk about your conversion to Judaism. How's that going so far?
It's amazing. It's exciting. It's so meaningful, and it's fun, actually. I get a lot of enjoyment out of it.
Where are you in the conversion so far in the process, or we have to wait and find that out in the show?
So I'm still taking my classes. This is a long process. I mean, I think I could be converted by the high holidays, but also I'm not rushing,
Right.
It's not something you rush through, obviously.
No. Absolutely not. Listen, I married a Jew, and I know it takes a long time for this to happen, so I get it.
It does.
By the way, I got to talk about Ebony. Your friend, bringing her onto the show, some much-needed diversity on this show, which is great.
Oh, I know.
What do you feel like she brings to the show? Because she's obviously already bringing in the drama and the smarts to this show.
Yeah, she is. Obviously, it's amazing that she's the first Black housewife. That's just a huge, kind of historical moment in the history of Housewives and Housewives of New York. But she has just an amazing personality. She's funny. She doesn't take any bullshit from anybody.
No.
People are asking me, oh, did you show her the ropes? I was like, she showed me the ropes. Are you kidding me? It's just amazing to have someone that I have more similarities with, I guess, because we're closer in age and we have, some more similar point of references, I guess. And it's amazing having her and being on this journey with her together.
Oh, absolutely. By the way, that's not a slight, by the way, against the other women. Because listen, I love me some Ramona, some Sonia, and all that stuff. But it was always so interesting because there was literally a 20-year age difference between you and the other ladies.
Exactly. So, I think that now there's someone else to have the 20-year age difference with.
Exactly. All right, so let's talk about a lot of the stuff you're working on, because we know Married to the Mob, a huge brand. A lot of people don't know that you've been working on this for a very long time. Married to the Mob has been a brand for over 10 years. What
17
do you make about
years.
That is amazing. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What do you attribute that success to so far to that brand?
Oh, God. I think just holding on for dear life. Sometimes that's what you have to do. I've had many ups and downs with the brand, and I just never gave up with it, even though there were times where I definitely felt like giving up. But 17 years later, I own 100% of my intellectual property.
Yes.
The brand has grown 240% since the first episode aired that I was on, which is incredible because, female streetwear in general, right? It's much more popular now than it's part of mainstream conversation. And in 2004, it wasn't. But female streetwear is still such a smaller market than male streetwear. So obviously having this platform and, having so much more visibility has helped grow the brand so much because there's so many more eyes on it.
Well, on top of all of that, I mean, I'm assuming you're referencing the pandemic because everybody's in sweatpants all the time. Everybody wants to know, what are they going to start dressing up as when they go back to the office? Do you almost think that this sort of casual look is here to stay because of the pandemic?
Exactly. So, that's what I've always made is Chillwear. So, I know that brands that were selling dresses and things like this, obviously sales slowed down because who's wearing a party dress in the year 2020? Nobody. But there's always going to be a reason to buy a t-shirt or a pair of sweatpants, and a lot of my graphics are tongue-in-cheek sayings, and I think it's kind of novelty stuff. People like buying them for gifts or, things like that. So Yeah, so it's just everything is going great with the brand, luckily, and we're dropping some activewear. We just dropped some activewear. Now we're dropping more activewear on
Amazing.
the 18th, and I'm really proud of that stuff. It's great. It's like really awesome fabrics and very functional and great to work out in. I work out in this stuff all the time.
Well, that's great. So listen, I want to talk about your other brand also, because look, why do one brand where you can have multiple brands? I mean, you've got you've got Happy Place, which is a sustainable brand. Tell us a little bit more about that one and what made you want to get into that area.
So, you know, I think that obviously we are dealing with a climate crisis. We are dealing with so many environmental issues, and the garment industry, it is kind of a wasteful industry. So I knew if I was going to start a new company, it had to be sustainable, which means that we are part of, you know, our factories are solar powered. We use recycled water. We are part of this cotton program, which pays farmers, you know, wages that are you know, decent, and it keeps farmers in business. And and also I think that having Mob for 17 years, you know, you want to do something new. Like I had to, for like just my creativity. And I think having a sleepwear brand, first of all, I mean, it's maybe I seem like an extrovert, but I actually just love being cozy at home. So, and I've always wanted to do robes. So it was just kind of perfect.
Who of all the housewives do you think would look the best in your stuff? Besides you.
Besides me, like out of any housewife?
Yeah, because I was just thinking like Ramona could pull off some of this stuff. I think she could do it.
No, I've given them all robes. They all worn them. They look amazing in them. I have a great color palette. It goes with everybody, and it's unisex, and we're dropping some new fabric robes soon. So it's great.
I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see it all. The season of Housewives has been amazing. Leah, thank you so much for joining us. Leah McSweeney. Of course, you guys can catch new episodes of The Real Housewives of New York Tuesdays on Bravo.